Let's make some noise. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Nick Foles. Let's make some noise indeed. Welcome back, everybody, to the final word here on the Instant Rap Sports Network. Your boy, MattyB, on the call. Our first episode of our new broadcast week. And, yeah, we are on our way to the playoffs. Officially official tonight. The Eagles lose 24-17 to the Commanders. 11-6 for the season. I had them at 10-7. So they will face the San Francisco 49ers in round one next Saturday, Sunday, or Monday at the Link. The first time all season that the Eagles will have back-to-back home games. Let that sink in for a second. Today, Tanner McKee. You know, I don't know. The fake news or the Homer news is going to downplay what Tanner McKee did tonight, but was it his performance that was impressive? I mean, he played well, but was more impressive to me was that the entire playbook seemed to be open to him. Tanner McKee completed 5 passes down the middle. When was the last time Jalen Hurts ever did that? I can't tell you. I cannot tell you the last time Jalen Hurts completed 5 passes down the middle of the field in one game. Tanner McKee on the afternoon, 21 for 40 and 241 yards, a touchdown and interception. Did he do just as good or slightly better than Jalen Hurts has been doing all season? Am I trying to start a quarterback controversy? No. I'm trying to state fact. So I'm not saying coming out of this game, and again, there's going to be a concerted effort by the homers to disregard, downplay, forget about, not even bring it up, the performance of Tanner McKee. But it has to be identified that the Eagles seem to be a little bit more prolific offensively. Yes, against the Commanders, I get that. But they seem to be a little bit more, I don't know, resemble more of a football team against the Washington Commanders tonight in a losing effort. The other takeaway from tonight's game to me was some of the piss-poor play by some of the players that have not gotten an opportunity all season. There's probably a reason why those individuals have not played, and it concerns me going forward into 2026 because the Eagles have 23 free agents. And some of these young kids, these draft picks, class of 2025, 24, 23, are going to have to step up and play more significant roles in this team in the future. So, not going to really dissect much of what happened tonight against the Commanders. Obviously, it's now all eyes are on the 49ers, but I'm also not going to overlook or dismiss the fluidity of the Eagle playbook with Tanner McKee at the helm, because it's something that, again, the homers are not going to want to talk about, but it's something that cannot be dismissed. So that is, of course, on the table tonight. Your day in Philadelphia sports history, your card review, your of the night. We could talk hockey. The Flyers coming off of a very slightly above average, impressive West Coast stand or Western Canada road trip. They'll be back in action on Tuesday against Anaheim. Team USA done out of the WJC, lost over the weekend in the quarterfinals. Great game if you had a chance to watch it against Norway. That's on the table. And anything else? We'll talk playoffs in general. Steelers, Ravens going at it right now to see who will qualify to be the final division champion, and also the final piece in the Eagle 2026 schedule. That's going to drop tonight, by the way. Here on the It's a Rap Sports Network, as soon as this Ravens-Steelers games comes final, we are going to publish the 2026 Eagle schedule because it's known. The opponents are known. Where they're going to play is known. When they're going to play and what times and all that is unknown. But we are going to publish, as soon as we find out tonight's winner, the 2026 schedule for your viewing purposes and pleasure. Also, the wild card schedule will come out tonight as well as we get ready for next weekend. 49ers, and of course, we'll dissect a little bit of the 49ers, all that great stuff here on the network, on the It's a Rap Sports Network. Great to be back, by the way. Star Wars going one and done. Man, Star Wars, I thought you were more of a I never thought you were a homer, but I never knew you were as jaded as I am. Matter of fact, you're a little bit more jaded than I am. Listen, I don't agree with you. I don't think the Eagles are one and done. I think they win on Sunday or Saturday or Monday, whenever that game may be. I think they do. The 49ers resemble a lot to me of the 2024 Lions. They're falling apart, man. They're losing people game after game. They're They've made it to the promised land, or the gates to the promised land, and there's barely anybody left standing. Now, there is one particular person that scares the living crap out of me, and I've been benefacting from his performance all season, and he's healthy, and he's got something to prove, especially against the Eagles, and that's Christian McCaffrey. That scares the living crap out of me, and it should you as well, and it should all Eagles fans, because if they cannot contain him, if Purdy, who will be definitely looking for him both as a handoff option and as a safety valve out of the backfield on the pass, if they cannot contain CMC, it's going to be a long day. Because I don't know if the Eagles can go offense to offense with the 49ers, even as depleted as the Niners are. If they cannot contain Christian McCaffrey, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day because the Eagle offense, I don't think, can go back and forth with that. But if they can contain McCaffrey, turn Purdy into a one-trick pony, they have a shot. So I'm not going to necessarily say at this point they're one and done. Tanner played better than Hurts. Again, I'm not going to say that either, but I am going to say the playbook seemed to be a little bit more liberal tonight. There seemed to be a lot more chances being taken. 5 times Tanner McKee completed passes down the middle of the field. Jalen Hurts hasn't done that in a single game in years. Matter of fact, I put out a graphic earlier in the week. Jalen has attempted like 545 passes around there, and he only completed 51 of them down the middle all season. Less than 10%, 8.9% of Jalen Hurts' passes were down the middle of the field. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. And to call him an elite quarterback is disrespectful to all elite quarterbacks everywhere with numbers like that. And again, the whole not being able to complete a pass in the second half of a game. How can you even mention an elite quarterback and then throw that on there? He couldn't complete a pass in the second half of a football game. Not once this year, but twice. How can you throw that on him? That's not fair. It's disrespectful to every elite quarterback that there ever has been. But as far as what Tanner McKee did tonight, I'm not going to say he played better than Hurts. Yeah, I mean, there is the commander factor. But this offense seemed to be running fluidly and running consistently as well under Tanner McKee's guidance. 40 pass attempts. We all know that if you ever see a 40 next to Jalen Hurts in pass attempts, something went wrong. It was a bad day. Or it was a game that's not on script. But apparently with Tanner McKee, you can let him chuck the ball 40 times a game and be totally okay with it. So I'm not going to say he played better than Hurts, but it does look a little bit different playbook-wise without Hurts in the lineup. Take that what you want. Well, the phone lines, they will, Peppernick. I will get to those in a second. What's going on, Joe Hale? How are you tonight? It looks like the Eagles game is at 4:25. How do you know it looks like? Are you in the NFL office, Joe Hale? Are you out there with them as they're plugging away? I haven't seen nothing. Is it been published? How does it look like it is? Again, how do you know that? Where are you? Are you in New York City? Are you at the office right now as they're plugging in the algorithms and the formulas in? 4:25 on Sunday. I'd rather do the Saturday game, man. I'm a big Saturday fan in the wild card. I do not want the Monday night game. I don't want that because I don't want to hear the bull crap about the short week and all that. I don't want the Monday night game. So 4:25 Sunday, I'll take that. I would take that. So Matty, is McKee starting next weekend? No, but it looks like, honestly, again, this is where it infuriates me. You cannot look past what McKee did today. And again, it's not necessarily in his performance. Yeah, he's a second-year quarterback who's got one start under his belt, right? Or I don't know how many years, 3 years he's been in the league. I'm not going to lay anything on him, but did you not see a more open playbook? And again, the homers are going to downplay that. They're going to say, nah, it was just the Commanders. Remember, they probably won't even talk about it. They'll give it its obligatory respect to talk a little bit about it, but they're going to gloss over it because it does not do anything to their narrative. But to sit here and say that the playbook didn't look more fluid, that the offensive passing obviously didn't look more prolific under Tanner McKee than we've seen all season long under Jalen Hurts, you're fooling yourself, Adam. You're fooling yourself. It did. It looked more open. It looked absolutely more open. Am I going to say Tanner? Why would I start Tanner McKee? He's got no playoff experience. But if Jalen goes down, I wouldn't be upset to see him come in. No. I'd rather go down swinging than go down with not being able to complete a pass in the second half of football. Again, I don't know where you stand, Adam, on the whole Jalen Hurts situation or where you come out on this. But to say that to even tell me the once, twice, 3 times, 4 times that John Elway ever not completed a pass in a half of football. Tom Brady, Joe Montana, friggin' Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton. Tell me any of those individuals when they never completed a pass in a half. And Jalen not only did it once this year, he did it twice. So again, let's understand each other. I'm not anti-Hurts. I'm not a Hurts hugger either. Nowhere near it. Hurts is replaceable on this football team. If you could upgrade, you certainly can upgrade with Hurts. All right. So this is nonsense to glaze over this guy like this. He's an average to above average quarterback who has multiple limitations within inside of an offense. That apparently an offensive coordinator, with the exception of Kellen Moore, when they were handing the ball off and letting Saquon Barkley run up and down the field, has not been able to figure out how to work him in. This offense that we have and then we're going to get into more probably during the week about what this team has to do in order to beat the 49ers. I talked about it briefly. But the offense ain't broken. This is what the offense is under Jalen Hurts and the rest of them. So tell me again, why was the playbook opened up today? Why? Because it was the final game of the year? They wanted to air it out with McKee? They wanted to see what he had? Or do they have a little bit more trust and throwing in a little bit more complex designs or complex routes? Or you know what? Hey, I think you're a better timing passer than Jalen Hurts. Why? Why was it opened up more? And why did Tanner McKee complete 5 passes down the middle of the field and Jalen Hurts could never sniff that in a game? Interesting questions that need to be answered. MPTR, what's up, man? I'm sure the Pittsburgh-Baltimore one will play Monday night. Good point. I don't want the Monday night game, man. I think having a Monday night game on a playoff situation stinks. It's stupid. You got to, everyone's want to grease that money mill at least one more damn time. And put them all on Saturday and Sunday. There ain't nothing like playoff football on weekends in January. What the hell else you got to look forward to on a weekend in January? Who cares about the Monday night stuff? Leave Monday night to the national championship game and be done with it. Put all the games on Saturday and Sunday. Coaching sucks. How do you make your backup pass 40 times in a game? You led or you were tied until 2 minutes were left. Let's put everything in context. I'm not necessarily looking at this game as it was sort of schematically coached. I'm not. This game had no interest to me, and I'm sure it had no interest to a lot of Eagles fans. And it turned out, though, if you maybe did have interest in it, you played it a little harder, or you did some things differently, maybe you end up as a 2 seed, whatever. You're facing Green Bay instead of San Fran, but it never was about that for me. I wanted to see what kind of playbook Tanner McKee was given, and he was given pretty much the whole thing. I mean, they were throwing all kinds of stuff at him. And they let him throw the ball 40 times. And they ran the ball pretty successfully today, too. Defensively, the players that were in this game, the players that got an opportunity to play, were not very impressive. And that's a problem. And that's a concern going down the road about the drafting that your fraud of a GM has allegedly gotten better at. That's a little concerning. But it had really no bearing to me about the win or loss. I didn't really care. I was just looking at Tanner McKee and what they were going to ask him or let him do. And it was a little enlightening, to say the least, of what I saw. Get rid of Keely Ringo. He doesn't know football, but he's like a third round draft pick, man. Bench Ringo. Why are we still saying this? Years ago, we were like on the bench Keely Ringo thing. He should have been benched years ago. Come on, guys, killing me. Let's get into our day in Philadelphia sports history. Let's get the show started. I do not have a schedule for you. We are still waiting on certain things to sort of be figured out. Eagles 49ers, exact day and time. Whether we're going to have a Pittsburgh or a Steel City pregame show next week if the Steelers win. So some things are still being worked out. So there is no schedule for next week to present. Other than to kind of tell you what you already know. Tonight's me. Tomorrow you got me, and then the Pittsburgh Sports Tonight program as well. Tuesday you got me and the Pittsburgh Sports Tonight, as well as props, locks, and parlays. Wednesday the Pittsburgh Sports Desk returns. You got me as well. Thursday you got the Gridiron Weekly also coming back from their holiday hiatus along with me, and you got some flyer stuff thrown in there. Friday night is the Philly Friday Frenzy with Big Al. Saturday, you could have post-game galore because if you got Flyers post-game, and then Sunday, we'll see. It's all up in the air, so there is no permanent schedule right now, but once I have it, it'll be published as soon as I can get it. So let's get to your day in Philadelphia sports history. Today, January 4th, 1997, the Flyers rallied from a 3-goal deficit with 2 goals late in the third period to tie the Colorado Avalanche at 4 in Denver. Trent Klatt. Anybody tell me what number he was? I know. And Mikkel Renberg. Anybody tell me what number he was? I know. Scored just 2 minutes, 11 seconds apart as the Flyers extended their unbeaten streak to 16 games, ending a 6-game road trip. The Flyers would upend the Boston Bruins a few nights later to stretch the mark to 17 games, but the streak ended at home on January 9th in a 3-1 defeat at the hands of the Lightning. So tonight, the Flyers extended their winless or unbeaten streak, not winning streak, but unbeaten streak to 16 games back in 1997. And that is your day in Philadelphia sports history. I really hope that we're getting back to those types of days in Flyers history where we can start talking about unbeaten streaks and winning streaks. No more 10-game losing streaks or 10-game winless streaks. Hopefully we're turning the page on that. By the way, I didn't say let's strap in, strap up, strap it, keep your head, hands, and feet inside the car at all times. And here we go. So there you have it. There was your day in Philadelphia sports history. Flyers 16-game unbeaten streak tonight in 1997 as they beat the Colorado Avalanche. And that was brought to you by the Birds Flyby. We know that we got the graphic for this. Wild card weekend, Eagles and 49ers. Join us whenever this game comes final for the quintessential and Eagle post-game show coverage. Mike Lauro, and maybe a cast of others, because we're thinking about going to a multiple host format for the playoffs. Got to talk to the boys and see where they come out on that. But whenever this game does go final, make sure you're there for the Birds Flyby immediately following Eagles 49ers as we are in the wild card. The season is over. Another regular season over. Didn't it just start? I mean, these things are going faster and faster, and I'm getting older and older. So we'll see. The only player on the defense was the only good player on the defense was Jalix Hunt. Yeah, I mean, Jalix Hunt has worked his way into that rotation as a permanent player. I can accept that. Trotter Jr. played well. He played okay, but isn't he a little undersized to go forward and be a legitimate option there? Isn't he a little bit undersized? Now, they got time with him under the rookie contract. They're not going to do anything with him. Give him a multiple of opportunities to try to work his way into that rotation. But I don't know, man. He's a little bit undersized and doesn't get that much opportunity at all. So, but you're right. He's the type of player that needs to step up, man. He's that draft pick from a couple of years ago that needs to kind of take that next step because we're running out of money. Tanner's about as accurate thrower as a Ryan Kerkering. I disagree. He's got a big arm. Now, again, this guy was out there for his first start. I thought he did pretty damn well. Let him get 4 years worth of starts or a whole commit to him to be your starter and see where he goes from there. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and rag on his mechanics. Again, I'm not saying that he should be the starter. I'm not. I am saying, though, that the playbook was opened up for him. And that's the most interesting point here. For all you Hurts-hugging Glazers out there, man, who think the sun sets and rises at the, when he gets out of bed. Jalen Hurts is a above-average quarterback. He is not elite. You're never going to sell me on the fact that a guy who cannot complete a pass and a half of football at the NFL level is an elite quarterback. I don't care how many games he's won or how many Super Bowls allegedly he's taken the team on his back and won. I'm not. That's a stat that I can't overlook. And he only threw the ball 51 times to the middle of the field all season for a less than 9% accuracy rate, or completed 51 passes. Sorry. He doesn't use, it's the size of the field. That's it. Nothing up the middle. Oh, man. It's not going to work, man. It ain't going to work. Jalen better run 8 times. That'll be a record of the season if he does that. Another stat, design runs. Well, maybe not design runs. He might be running for his life, but design runs. The Eagles were averaging something around like 1.1 design run plays per game this year. What the hell's happened, man? Last year was close to 4 per game. Now we're down to 1 on average. Something ain't right, man. Something ain't right. But the Eagles did win, and they did. They lost. Sorry, they lost. They're 11-6. I said I had them at 10-7 to start the year, and they finished out the season 11-6. We're going to go over some of the numbers. Not for pretty much. Well, we're going to go talk some numbers for this game, but mainly go over the numbers for the season, as I now have opened up the phone line. So the phone lines are open. If you want to join the conversation directly with me, either through video, audio, both, whatever, you click that link. That link will put you backstage with me. I will put you up on camera or on stage. If you don't want your camera on, you don't need it. I just need to be able to hear and speak, or you need to be able to hear me and speak to me. All right. And I need to be able to do the same to you. So the phone lines are open. Jump in if you want, and we'll talk. So, Jalen can't see over the line to throw down the middle. It's a very good point. He's a big kid, man. I agree. I mean, some of the initial talk about, and again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a Tanner McKee expert. I'm not. But mechanically, is he a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts? Not athletically, but mechanically. Does he actually look like a better quarterback? And you think you could have more success based on his mechanics, based on Jalen Hurts' mechanics? And again, I'm sorry. I don't want to disparage the homers out there and not include the it factor, whatever the hell that is, in talking about Jalen Hurts, because he's got the it factor. Whatever that it is, somebody please tell me, but I'm not going to disrespect that. But no, Tanner McKee, a big, lanky kid, strong, powerful arm. I could do something with that. Every single team in this league could use a Tanner McKee. And if anything comes out of tonight, a trade option going forward, or if Tanner McKee's okay with still being the understudy, which I don't know, man. I would think if I was him, I'd be getting a little frustrated, be like, hey, man, am I going to get a shot here? If not, send me on my way. Because I think I could play in this league. So a lot of positives came out of this night. And again, I'm not saying there should be a quarterback controversy. I get it. This team is doomed to Jalen Hurts. I understand that. I'm not telling you that we have to backpedal from that. But to say, and again, to get this negative connotation that every time you speak controversially about the quarterback, you're some sort of clickbait rage guy. No. No. I'm telling you what I see with my eyes. I've never seen a quarterback at this level, ever, honestly. And I'm sure it's happened. But I've never seen a quarterback not complete a pass in a half of football. Never. And this man did it twice in the same season. Amazing, man. Absolutely amazing. We allowed Josh Johnson to throw. With the third team in there, man. Again, this was an audition, a tryout, a fourth preseason game, and whatever you call it, what you want. Hurts small. Yeah, he's a small guy, but a little bit more strong, a lot more stronger and a lot more athletic. McKee is a classic quarterback pocket who would do well with the number one starters. I think he would. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't think he gets a fair shake in this town because of the Hurts lovers, the Hurts huggers, right? If he comes in, if something does happen, a la Carson Wentz, a la, 2017, and he's got to come in. I think he'd do fine in the playoffs. I do. But he won't get the respect that he deserves because the Hurts huggers will say, well, that you don't respect Jalen. Well, proof is in the pudding, man. Give me something to respect. Hurts is like like any running quarterback. He doesn't run. If he doesn't run, he's average. I agree. 100% agree with all that stuff. All right, phone lines. Let me take a call. Ricky Deal's waiting. Ricky, what's up, man? You were first. How you doing tonight?
I am good.
Good for you, Ricky. Eagles 49ers. How you feeling about that matchup? You like it?
Good.
I get it, man. Do you think the Eagles offense is going to flip a script? Do you think they've been playing possum all season and all of a sudden they're going to come out in the playoffs with this opened up playbook? Jalen Hurts is going to be running around the place, throwing dimes, throwing bombs, 20 design runs. Do you think the Eagles offense kicks it into overdrive against the 49ers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes, Ricky, your optimism just is a little too much for me. But you know what? I've seen weirder things happen. And I want to get in later on about Nick Sirianni and not playing the starters tonight because I thought about it. It was a very interesting situation. But Ricky, so I'm going to ask you here on Sunday night. We don't even know when the game is going to be. Can you give me a score and a prediction for Eagles 49ers wild card? Ricky?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a score and a prediction for the Eagles game.
Four and oh.
Okay. All right. So Ricky's got him go. All right, Ricky. Listen, man. We'll talk. We'll see you tomorrow, man. Ricky Deal, my main man. Let's bring on my other main man, Michael Papernick. Michael Papernick, how you feeling tonight?
What up, Matt? Hi, I'm feeling better, Matty. When I talked to you last time, I wasn't at full capacity upstairs. I had a few.
Are you okay now?
Oh, yeah. I'm doing way better now. Yeah.
Good.
So I watched that game today. I mean, and I get, listen, it's one game with Tanner McKee. I ain't anointing him like the next flavor of the moment or any of that, but they did open the playbook up and everything for the kid. But here's the thing that Jalen has a lot of these other quarterbacks in the NFL don't have. He does show up in the playoffs in big games.
I agree.
That's when he shines. Now, I still think they get – I do not like the 49ers, so I'm going to have to go back on what I said. I have to have the Eagles win this game because 49er fans are the worst. They're above Cowboy fans and right below Bills fans. So that's – I'm not dealing with it. So the Eagles have to win this one, even though if I was a betting man, I wouldn't put money on it. But just for self-respect around certain 49er fans are just – no. The Eagles got to win this game. Then they get knocked out in the second round.
What's the matchup that you are most concerned about heading into this game, like right now?
What do you mean, head-to-head matchup? You mean like player by player
matchup? Yeah, give me a player on player.
I want to see what the Trent Williams ain't 100%. Now he might be playing his hamstring. I want to see what Alex Hunt and the edge rushers can do. And I'd like to see them move Nolan Smith around. He's always on the right tackle. Start moving him around a little bit. I want to see if the 49ers offensive line can handle those Eagles this rush from the Eagles.
Yeah, I think if they can get if they can get to Purdy, if they can put pressure on, we've seen Purdy in the past. He really struggles with pressure, but it's really boils down to me, Christian McCaffrey. If they can't contain him, it's going to be a long day for the Eagles. It really is, because I don't think if McCaffrey's busting off 120 yards rushing and then add another 85 coming, catching the ball out of the backfield, 3 touchdowns. It's over for the Eagles. It's absolutely over.
Well, yeah, I'm with you on that. But the point is, I mean, it's like, all right, do you let McCaffrey run, or you tell Purdy to try to beat us? You know what I mean?
It's gonna have to be Purdy. You're gonna tell Purdy to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think Purdy could turn in. When I say this, I think he turns in Eli Manning like any quarterback. That deer in the headlights. Once you get the pressure, it's done. I mean, it's psychological then on them. And I wish to go back. I wish they would have played the offense today. I think this juggernaut, team needed it, and they should have just went out there and played. I would have played them to halftime or the whole first half. They had it. It's just Devontae Smith. So here's what I don't understand. They only had Devontae Smith play just to get 1,000 yards.
Yeah, that's so. Let me ask you this. So I've been thinking about this because I was all in favor of resting the starters, 100%. I don't care about the 2 seed, but more and more I thought about it coming out of that Buffalo game. What in the hell has the offense done to deserve a game off?
Well, there it is, right there. You just said it. It's a juggernaut offense. Don't you think all the homers think that, scoring 7 points against a really bad Buffalo defense, man, that offense was right on cue, man, on how good they could be. I mean, they're going to have look, like you said earlier, unless they're going to surprise everybody and blow the playbook up next week, and everything's coming out. That's what all the conspiracy theorists, say out there. That would shock me. I'll tell you what I liked today, and I've been calling this for a while. I liked when I saw Tank and Shipley in the backfield at the same time. I like that. You put so much pressure on the defense because you don't know if they're running the ball, if they're passing the ball. They got guys that can stick them guys. And I want to see Tank in the game more.
Yeah. 16 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown was Tank Bigsby's line. I was very impressed with him today, honestly.
I mean, the good thing about this game is that San Francisco has to make the 3,400 yard, mile trek here. That's all. I mean, I'll put it to you like this. They have to beat the 49ers because I'm tired of hearing these 49er fans too saying, well, if we didn't knock out Purdy, well, if Kyle Shanahan didn't put a third string tight end on Reddick, who had like 18 sacks, I mean, Purdy wouldn't have got hurt. Blame it on your head coach.
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean, I agree.
Real fast, man, before I get off, I want to get to the Phillies, the JT Realmuto thing.
Yep.
And now I hear Dante Bichette. Yeah. And if they can't sign Dante Bichette and keep Baum and start, was Bichette going to the outfield?
No, what I think and it's funny because the whole thing got triggered by Toronto signing that Japanese infielder over the weekend. Yeah. And that's what triggered this whole Bo Bichette I know it was a rumor before, but it really picked up legs once that happened. And there's no room on this team right now unless you offload Bohm. And I put up a trade proposal, Bohm to Seattle for Luke Stevenson, a catching prospect. A low-level guy was drafted last year. Yeah. I would be okay with something like that. I don't know if you're going to be able to get a former first-round draft pick off the Mariners for Alec Bohm, but you're going to have to move Bohm or Stott. One of them's got to get moved somehow. They can't be all on the same team together. There's no room here. Yeah, I mean, and something's got to be done with Castellanos yet. Yeah, he's still on the team. We're like 38 days away from pitchers and catchers, and we don't have a team yet. This is amazing. They're going to have to do what they did with Carlos Santana. Remember they had him, they traded him with J.P. Crawford. And I think the Phillies picked up some of that money because they signed Carlos at $20 million after they sweated him out and moved their first baseman to left field. Boy, you know who we got in that deal? Remember who we got? Hey, Papperny, remember who we got in that deal? Who was it? It was Segura. Yes, Gene Segura. Yes, you're right. That was a good. But we lost Crawford, who was our shortstop. Yes, young prospect coming up. I mean, look, that's the smartest thing Matt Klentak ever did was reverse a trade and get rid of that guy and put him back and put him back to first base because otherwise, he was a real genius, Klentak. Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
He was a bozo.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Mickey
yeah, he
Moniak,
was.
man.
He was.
I'll never forget that.
There's a lot. Pete Alonso, didn't he pass up on Pete too?
A lot of Pete went in like the 4th round that year. A lot of people
but the
passed
Phillies
on
passed.
him. Yes, we did.
The Phillies took somebody above him.
Yes, they did.
I
have to
mean,
go back and look, but Pete, obviously, if you redraft the 2016 draft, Alonso was a top 10 player. But yeah, man, Mickey Moniak, man, Mickey friggin' Moniak.
Yeah, but see, the Phillies' problem is they don't want to trade nobody. Then they bring them up when they're 45 years old and they're rookies, and then it's like, like you could have traded them 20 years ago, I mean, that what they did with Don Brown. He was untouchable for like 10 years. You can't touch the kid.
He went to the All-Star game and we were stuck with him after that because he stunk after that.
No, he went to Toronto in the trade finally.
Yeah, but
Toronto in the trade, and then he went to the Mexican League.
His career lasted for a half a season, and it was an amazing half. But then it went, man. Whoo, I don't know what happened.
They didn't want to trade him.
They wouldn't.
They got all. I mean, you got all these guys in the minor leagues. They're not all coming up. You might as well trade. You try to trade some of them now and then to get some players. Why not?
I agree.
I mean, look, I'm not saying trade everybody, but I mean, the Phillies could trade certain players if they had to, like the guy Griff McGarry when they lost him. Why didn't they trade him? You're telling me there's not a team out there that would have gave you something back for a young left-handed pitcher? I think he was left-handed too.
He was a lefty. Yeah.
Well, I mean, between me and you, Matt, we probably got about 90 years of watching baseball between us all together.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we forgot about more baseball than people remember.
Yeah, and it's frustrating too, especially when we get around to the Phillies season, because barring a Bo Bichette type move, which I don't think they're doing, and I don't know what the pivot move is. It's all about JT right now. They're waiting on this. I don't know what's going on there. If they miss out on JT, they're not signing Bo Bichette. They're going to sign somebody else. I don't know who, but
I told you sign Bader. I would sign Bader.
This team is doomed. You said third place. You might be right.
Third place.
You might be right.
It's only doomed because listen, even if they didn't get Bader, they're acting like this starting pitching is like great. You got two healthy starters. You don't know where you're getting in. Like I've always said, you don't know where you're getting in Nola. You don't know where you're getting in Painter, and then you're stuck with Walker, who will show up for maybe a month or two, a month and a half, and then after that, he shits the bucket.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty. I mean, our bullpen seems to have been rebuilt, and we'll see how that works out because there are a lot of unknowns in there too. Papernik, I feel bad because I listen to Dombrowski and I believe him every time when he says, "Yes, I know we got to change. I know we got to tweak it. I know we got to get better. We're not necessarily going to run it back." But then he says, "Our payroll, there's not much we can do with that right now because what it is." But the whole thing was set when they signed Schwarber. I swear to God, if they just would have signed Alonso or gone another way with that money I would have felt better.
Yeah.
I actually would have felt better about this team going into the season, even if they haven't done anything else. But signing Schwarber really set in motion to me that they're not interested in changing anything significantly. They want to run it back.
Oh yeah, they're going to keep running it back. It's a money thing. You got the Schwarberian. They can't trade that. I mean, You got they're making millions off that guy doing what he's doing. I mean, so like I said, Alonso. But right now, I mean, if they can't sign JT, I'd go sign Bader because then your outfit becomes better with Crawford, Bader, and Garcia. It's a lot better than last year's. You have, if you want a number 2 hitter on the team, you could put Bader at number 2, Harper 3, Schwarber 4, and Garcia 5. And what kind of lineup's that? That's a pretty good lineup, top 5 right there.
But Castellanos is still on the roster, and does Dave Dombrowski actually bring him back if they can't get a trade partner? Does he say not eating that money? He's going to come back for the final year.
He's going to have to. Well, here's the deal. Dave's got to do this. He's got to sit back and go, listen. If we cut him, we got to pay the full 20. Maybe we could just trade him. We'll pay 15 million of it and say 5. That's what he's got to figure out if he wants to do that. I guarantee he don't want to pay 15 million of it. He's probably trying to weasel somebody into he'll pay like 10, 12 million dollars. That's about it. And they're like, no. We'll wait for you to cut him.
I'm concerned that obviously nobody wants Castellanos. If somebody wanted him, he'd be gone right now. They ever trade him, he'd be long gone. So no one's probably going to trade for him. I am concerned that Dombrowski's going to be like, the hell with it. He'll give us something, and we're going to bring him back for one more year. I am really concerned about that.
Our starting outfield is going to be Castellanos to left, Crawford in center, Garcia in right. Now, I mean, but now here's the thing. I do have a little bit more confidence in Castellanos playing left field than seeing Schwarber running around out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, and Otto Kemp too. I hate to say it. Otto Kemp is, he's an infielder. He's not the super utility guy. So,
but then we get all kinds of problems still with the lineup. We don't have a number 2 hitter. We got about 4 number 5 hitters. We got like 2 6s. You got Schwarber who won't bat in his spot that he wants to bat in. It's a mess, man.
Well, the Phillies have. I think they have 2 options at number 2. I think you could put Crawford if you want to put him at 2. You could do it, or you have to put him lead off because you're not going to run 3 lefties in a row unless they're going to put Schwarber at 5. Or you know what? I've always said this. People kill Alec Baum because he don't hit 40 home runs. The guy will hit you 280, 17 home runs, a bunch of doubles. I mean, so he's your contact hitter. Why don't try him at 2?
I've been saying that for years. He should be batting second.
Yeah, that's what I believe too. I think he should be because
out much. He does put the ball in play.
But
he does.
But look, the other downfall of this team is we got that manager who's Schwarber's going to this is going to be a lineup. It'll be Schwarber second or third, or it's going to be Harper second or third. That's the only movement he's going to make. Them guys ain't going past him.
I'm freaking out, and it's January.
Listen, I've been on the Robbie get out Philly train since the day he was hired.
Oh, and no Don Mattingly yet. Mattingly still hasn't signed here yet. We don't have a bench coach. We don't. I mean, what? What are they waiting for, man? Is what I want to know.
It's like they're sweating everybody out, and hopefully nobody picks them up by then. They're probably Mattingly probably knows he's coming here, and there ain't no other openings. I mean, they're letting Robbie make some of these moves, talk to Dombrowski about some of these moves. That's just like, you can't do that.
I agree, Papernick. All right, man. Listen,
you have a good night.
Talk. You too, Papernick. We'll talk tomorrow. All right, man. All right, see ya. Michael Papernick. By the way, for those of you that are interested, Vegas has the line at 3. Eagles are 3-point favorites heading into this game. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I see right now. The Vegas line right now is the Eagles are a consensus 3-point favorite. Yep. So they head into this game as a 3-point favorite. Probably goes down to, does it go up, you think, by game time, depending on injuries? Or is 3 kind of where it sits? I don't know. 3-2 Eagles. What's that mean? 3-2. Purdy may get killed against our front four. Listen, that's the secret to success there, MP. It's the secret. If they're going to win this football game, they're going to be harassing Brock Purdy. And we've seen the front four do that all year long to just about every quarterback they face. Josh Allen, Stafford, friggin' Goff, Love. I mean, even Caleb Williams, but for some odd reason, Ben Johnson, being the play caller that he is, was able to get that beat. But that's very, very right. It's going to be. And if, like Papernick was saying, you got to pick your poison here. You're either going to have to try to neutralize CMC and say, Purdy, you beat us, or try to neutralize Purdy and say, CMC, you beat us. I think you definitely try to neutralize CMC and let Purdy try to beat them. So I agree with your point there. Matt, are we doing a Phillies Live? Well, yeah, every year we do a Phillies Live. It's the Fighting's final, man. It's coming back for season 5. It'll be here. We'll do a preview show sometime about a week before the regular season begins, and we'll be right back at it. All 162 games post-game to include, hopefully, the playoffs. If they don't sign JT, they should sign Bellinger. Yeah, I don't know, man. Listen, my radical plan for this team back in October was to go young. I wanted Luis Ariz to come in and play second. I wanted Alonso at first. I wanted to move Harper to DH, and then I wanted a healthy infusion of young players. I wanted the Kemps, the Raconis Juniors, the Crawfords, and then eventually the Millers of the world to come in here. I don't need another raging star. I don't need another big contract. I want to have those manageable 7-year contracts of players that are coming up through the system because, I thought this was the perfect year for the Phillies to start infusing some of that young talent. And Justin Crawford and Andrew Painter, if they're the only two players that were infusing, I guess you could put Kemp in there. But if that's it, that's not enough for me. There's more fruit on that vine down there. They got to get it up here. And maybe that's their plan. Maybe Rick Honus is the plan in right field, right? Maybe. Do they have the balls to let Castellanos stay on his team instead of eating that money? I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see. So let's bring on Joe Hale. Joe, you there? Where you at, man?
I'm here.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm doing well, Joe. How about you? What do you want to talk about tonight?
Can we talk? So I'm gonna say, well, I heard it was on Twitter. Yes, Mom. 425 Sunday is the rumored.
Christ, Joe, I could have put that out on Twitter. Did you verify the source?
NFL's going to announce it right now at halftime, by the way.
Oh, is it really? It's coming out at halftime?
Yeah.
Well, good. So what are you okay with 425 on Sunday, or what time would you prefer?
425 on Sunday.
Yeah, you like that? Yeah.
Yes.
I like Saturday. I don't want Monday night.
Monday night is going to be the Bears and the Packers.
Yeah, it should be something like that. I don't like the Monday night thing. I just don't like that. I don't like the concept in the playoffs. So I don't want to hear about the 6 days and the early, the quick week. I don't want to hear about that.
You said pick your poison.
Pick your poison. What are you going to do?
George
McCaffrey or Purdy?
George Kittle.
George Kittle. Not having quite the year that George Kittle's been having. But if you neutralize Purdy, you neutralize Kittle.
My matchup to watch is the Eagles linebackers versus the running backs and wide receivers. And nobody gave credit to Mr. Jalen Hunt today. Why? An interception, a forced fumble, and a sack.
Somebody was talking about him earlier. Who was that?
Me.
Was that you? No, that wasn't you. Somebody else did.
No, it was me.
Yeah, it was you. Listen, I think I know why. Can I tell you why I think I know why?
Why?
Because Jalen Hunt has played himself into the regular rotation. I don't think people are looking at him as that up and coming, trying to get his foothold. He's got his foothold, and they're expecting that kind of play from him. That's what I think. Now, if Jeremiah Trotter Jr. would have had a line like that, yes, that you should give respect and praise to that. But Jalen Hunt, it's almost like another day at the office type of thing.
He was a starter.
Who?
Hunt.
Yes.
And everybody's complaining about playing the starters. Look at the Bears played the starters and they lost.
Yeah. Well, listen, I understand the concept around playing starters, not playing starters. I was on the train of not playing them for health reasons, but like I told Kaepernick, and I'll ask you this too. I don't know if you heard it. Based on their performance against the Buffalo Bills offensively, and based on pretty much their performance all season long, does the offense really deserve a day off?
No.
You know what I mean? So
you're right. And the 49ers defense don't scare me a bit.
No.
The Eagles are going to put up. All right, I'm going to go out and give you my prediction.
What are they going to put up, Joe? Tell me what your points the Eagle offense is going to put up.
35.
35 points.
35
all from the offense? All from the offense.
No, well.
Any pick sixes, any of that mixed in there?
Defensive touchdown.
So 28 offensive points.
Yes.
That would be well above what they've been doing. That would be they haven't had an outburst like that since the friggin' Raiders game, and before that, it was since the Rams game. So if they were actually the Vikings, but we'll see. I mean,
it's going to be a shootout.
I think so, huh? Then they lose. Yeah. I don't think they can win a shootout. I don't think they can.
San Fran. Then we go into Chicago and beat Chicago.
That's what that would be. So the Bears that are 2, they would play 3, and then 1 would play the low seed. Yeah, you're right.
Unless the Packers, I'm okay going into Seattle.
Yeah, listen, I watched the game last night, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm a Seattle Seahawks expert. What I watched last night was pretty much the most I've watched all season. Sam Darnold. I mean, he is what he is, but their defense is nasty. And they did a number. That's gonna be like a 10-3 kind of game. the Eagles Seahawks. But that would be a real fun game to watch, definitely. And if that's the NFC Championship game, I'm okay with that.
So I want to talk Phillies. I was the one that brought it up to the show PM and AM. Well, used to be PM and AM.
Philly AM Sports.
Wow, Big Elm, and shout out to Big Al on his birthday celebration.
Absolutely, we put a little thing up on the social media today to recognize all the efforts that Al Zafiri does here for the network. Al's a good friend and an integral part of what we do here.
He's awesome. Him
Yes,
and Mike and Pat on TikTok at 8 a.m. is awesome. But I didn't tune into that. Oh, he told me to tell you he's ready to come back. I don't know if you.
So Pat's using you to broker his way back. I talked to Pat over the weekend. I don't want to get into all the personal stuff involved. Pat knows what he has to do. I'll just put it to you that way. Pat's welcome back here on the air. There's a couple things he just has to figure out.
Sunday, I was right. 4:30 on Fox. Breaking news.
So it's out. So Joe Hale's reporting the Eagles will battle the 49ers 4:25 on Sunday.
No, 4:30.
4:30 on Sunday. All right. So we get the Sunday late game. Good. All right.
So
you want to get that? Do you have the whole schedule there? You want to give the fans the schedule?
Yes. So the 1 o'clock game on Sunday is Buffalo, Jacksonville.
Okay.
And the Sunday night game is New England Chargers.
All right.
And the winner of tonight's game, Pittsburgh and Houston.
It was on Monday night, right?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. That's about it. Hey, that'll work. Again, I didn't want that Monday night game. 4:30 on Sunday. Eagles 49ers, Lincoln Financial Field. Be there, be square for the Eagles' first back-to-back home game of 2025.
It's weird. I thought they were going to get Saturday. A lot of people.
See, I love Saturday playoff football. I love it.
But the Bears and Packers got Saturday.
That'll work for me. That's what. That's a 4:30 and an 8:30 Saturday time. Yeah. All right. Well, all right, Joe. Let me move on. Let me get to other business here. But we'll be on the air now that I know the schedule, and we'll get the schedule for the week out for the network. So you'll know more of a concrete timeline and all that. So
at the Flyers game Saturday.
Flyer, yeah. You were saying that it's a giveaway game, isn't it?
Yes.
What are they giving away?
Beer koozies.
Huh. Pretty cool.
So it's Tampa.
Good game. Actually, a good week for the Flyers. Anaheim, Toronto, and Tampa. If you want to count the home and home.
What is it? Tuesday, Mr. Cartagucci and the Bluebirds come back.
Wonder if he plays.
He's playing.
Is he playing? Okay. Well, we'll see him. All right, Joe. Well, we'll talk, man.
Yep.
Joe Hale. So Joe Hale's reporting 4:30. MP says Eagles Niners next Sunday 4:30. Official Houston and Pittsburgh. Houston versus this winner of tonight's game on Monday Night Football next week. If Green Bay beats Chicago, we would play the winner of Rams and Panthers at home. So if Green Bay being the 2 Green Bay is the 7. Chicago's the 2. The Rams are the what? Rams are the 5, and the Panthers are the 4. So, right, if Green Bay, why wouldn't Green Bay be in the 7? Why wouldn't, Green Bay would play, I thought Green Bay would play Seattle because they're the lowest seed. Right? Green Bay is the 7. It's not bracketed, it's seeded, correct? They just reseed every round. They don't do a bracket, or that they changed that. I thought that Green Bay being the lowest seed would have to play because they would have beaten the 2. So they would play the 1. And then we would play the winner of the Rams. Oh, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. Okay. I'm reading this all wrong. Okay, that's what he's saying. Yes, right. We would play the winner of Rams and Panthers because Green Bay would be the lowest seed left. So they would have to play the 1. Yeah. Obviously, I know you got to put it in there to be correct, but the Panthers don't got a snowball chance in hell beating the Rams. What a travesty the NFC South is. Not only could the 2 front runners not win the thing on their own terms, They had to wait for someone to help them out today. And Carolina finishes the season 8-9 as the winner. And with that, by the way, another piece to the 2026 Eagles schedule. Because Carolina wins the NFC South, they will come to Lincoln Financial Field next year and play the Eagles. So there's a home game for those of you that get interested in seeing Eagles and Panthers. I hope the hell it's early, like in September, like week 1. So interesting. Eagles, Niners, yep. Carolina just beat the Rams 2 weeks ago, but yeah, I don't think they have a chance. No, they don't. They don't have a chance. But any given Sunday, Saturday, or Monday night, right? All right, so let's go over these stats real quick because I do got to get on to some other business. For the season, the Eagles finished this season with 7 opening drive touchdowns in 17 games. So 41% of the time they scored on their opening drive, which is actually a lot better than it was last year. They're way up. I think they had like 2 opening drive touchdowns all season. For the quarter, or for Eagles scored 13 first quarter touchdowns in 2025, and that's about 76.4%. On the game today, the Eagles were 2 for 2 in the red zone, so they finished the season 31 for 44. That's terrible. That number was very good for a while, and then it got really bad, and it just sort of kept getting bad. But 70%, which is well above the league average rate, about 56%. So that worked out well for them. The Eagles scored 7 first-half points today, 211 first-half points on the year for an average of 12.4 points a half. They did 10 points in the second half. They scored more points in the second than in the first half. Finished the season with a putrid 170 points, 10-point average. Again, don't sell me your elite quarterback nonsense when this team's averaging 10 points in the second half. They committed 9 penalties today. No one's talking about that either. Now, again, we're not, am I going to belabor the point about the second and third stringers committing 9 penalties? No. For 123 yards. They went into this game 150 yards short of 1,000 penalty yards for the season. They have never done that as a franchise, achieved 1,000 yards in penalty yards. Thankfully, they did not do it, but they came hell of a close. They finished with 117 penalties committed for the year, 7 a game. 7 penalties a game on average. 973 penalty yards for the Eagles in 2025. 57.2 yards of penalty time or penalty yardage. Another factor that needs to be discussed this year is that they've been better over the past 2 or 3 weeks with their penalties. And again, I get it. The second, third stringers, I understand that. But it's been a theme all season. It's been the penalty situation. So you finish the season with an average of 7 penalties a game for over 57 yards a game in penalty yardage, and you almost eclipse 1,000 yards in penalty yardage. Not good. And it needs to be addressed. They forced 2 more turnovers today, finished the season with 21, a little bit over 1 a game. They committed 1 turnover today, finished the season only committing 15, less than 1 a game. I was watching that Jets-Bills game earlier, and they put up a number on the thing. The Jets forced 4 turnovers all season. What? 4 turnovers forced all year? Man. The Eagles allowed McKee to get sacked 3 times on the game for 14 yards, 35 sacks for the season for the Birds, allowed about 2 a game, 169 yards for less than 10. I can live with that. They did not get to Johnson at all today. Finished the season with 42 sacks, 2.5 so for a game for 262 yards for about 15.5. And on fourth down, the Eagles were a putrid 0 for 3, finishing the year with one of their worst ever fourth down effective years in a long time. 11 for 21 on fourth downs in 2025 for a 52% effective rate. The tush push, is it dead? Is it officially dead? And there's your final numbers on the season for the Eagles that we kept track here. That was the final word stat pack on the Eagles in 2025. So it's set. Eagles 49ers 4:30 on Sunday at the Link. Be there or be square. And let's get into the of the night segment real quick. And we're going to cut it there. We're not going to do the card tonight, but we're going to do the of the night segment, and then we'll go from there. All right. So here we go. All right, yeah, you love the night segment tonight. We're getting into that hot time of the year where we're going to start doing multiple players, multiple sports of prospects and draft targets and spotlight players, because we've hit that phase of the year, which is a good thing. I will not deny that. It's a very good thing, but it's a lot of friggin' work. So thankfully, we've been pretty consistent with doing the other night segment when it comes to Flyers prospects. We're getting to the end. We're going to do one more tonight, and we're going to do an old friend of the Flyer organization. It seems like he's been here for like 20 years, and it just doesn't seem like he's getting any traction with this team in terms of ever going to be that guy at the NHL level. We've said it when we do these things. We talk about him a lot. We go over like players' ceilings and really what at the end of the day they're gonna grade out to be. And there's more misses than there are hits, and that's in every sport probably, right? But there are those players out there that can make a solid living playing professional hockey, maybe not at the NHL level, but definitely at the AHL level. And tonight's prospect is one of them. And yes, he's a borderline. Do we still refer to him as a prospect? But we will for at least this one more season, and we'll see it where we go next year. And here we are. Here we go. Adam Ginning. Yes. Look at those badass white Phantom uniforms, man. Give you a headache staring at those things. Those are bright. The left-handed defenseman currently playing for the Lehigh Valley Phantoms has been playing there for the last 20 years. He's 6'4", 205 pounds, drafted in the second round of the 2018 draft. So yes, that's what I'm getting at, the fact that he is really no longer considered a prospect at this point in his career. He is a career AHLer who comes up when needed, but he's very integral to what they're doing down in Lehigh Valley. He's a big defenseman who plays with a lot of authority, very good along the boards and in front of the net, plays physical, and has the potential to become a solid shutdown defenseman, moves pretty well and has fine leadership qualities, has some offensive upside and a good first pass. But unfortunately, it has not translated to the NHL game consistently. But again, I'm not bagging on him. I mean, I would love, and I know there's a lot of guys out there, and I know them personally, some of these guys that will never really achieve their dream of NHL consistency, but they will make a career playing professional hockey, and they will do what they love to do. And Adam Ginning is definitely one of those types of guys. So far through 17 games, a goal, 2 assists for 3 points, and a -2 for him down there at Lehigh Valley this year. But he is what he is, and that is a great, veteran presence on that team down there in Lehigh Valley. And that's pretty much really what he is. But you need those types of guys too. There you have it. Tonight's prospect of the night, Adam Ginning. So there you have it. That was great stuff. Igor Zamula suspended by the Penguins for failure to report. Yeah, saw that. We did a little graphic on that as well. And it's funny. I read somewhere where that's where he wanted to be traded to, Pittsburgh. Did he assume he was going to the Penguins and not to the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Penguins? Because that's where he failed to report to them. Maybe he did not think he was going to the AHL. I don't know. I don't really care. Talk about missed potential, right? Emil Andre better watch himself, or he's next. Honestly, going out the door. What are my thoughts on hated your hated Sanheim? I don't listen. I don't know what am I missing with Travis Sanheim, and I'm open to criticisms here because every time I see him, was it the other night he had that turnover against McDavid? He just, to me, I know being a defenseman, a lot of the work you do is off the puck, out of the spotlight, and it's when they see you as a defenseman, unless you're scoring goals, it's because you messed up, right? I get that. I was a defenseman, right? I understand the trappings of the position. But the love for this guy is amazing to me, not only at the NHL level, but on the international level. What the hell is he doing playing for Team Canada? You're telling me, out of all the Canadian hockey players that are currently in the NHL, he qualifies as like the top 23 of them to be part of an Olympic roster? I don't get it, man. Honestly, I do not get it. Does he have pictures on everybody in hockey? I mean, I don't understand it. I don't like Sanheim. I think he's a snake oil salesman. I don't see the love. I don't see the skill. I don't. He's a below average defender, and he's never graded out to be the offensive defenseman that they wanted him to be. They gave him that huge contract, which was a mistake. They were stuck with his ass. I don't get it, man. But every time I turn around, I'm hearing the positivity about Sanheim, and he's this, he's that. Now, what he does off the ice or what he does in that locker room, I don't know. And there is a part of the game there, especially as a veteran. But I don't see it translated on the ice at all. I've never been a fan of his game. But yet I guess I'm a minority because everybody else seems to be. And people that know a lot more about hockey than I do. And he keeps getting job. He was with the Four Nations Canadian team last year. Now he's with the Olympic team. I don't get it. I really don't. But yeah, I'll continue to hate on Sanheim until he's gone. But he is making the Olympics along with Rodrigo Abuls. He made it for his country. Risto is going. He made it. No Team USA representation from the Flyers this year. Rick Tockett's going to be an assistant coach with the Canadian team. So that's right around the corner in February. Can't wait for that either. All right. So obviously the big story tonight, Eagles lose. Tanner McKee's playbook is opened up. But we're moving on to the playoffs. 4:30 on Sunday against the San Francisco 49ers, the wild card round. Be there or be square. It's been a pleasure talking with you tonight. I will be back tomorrow. I could tell you that. Wait, am I here tomorrow? Yes, I will be back tomorrow. And I'll have a schedule ready. The calendar will be out way before then. So you'll know exactly what's happening on the network this week. But I'll be back tomorrow definitely with a schedule, a calendar, all the great things. You guys keep listening, keep watching. We had an amazing sort of growth spurt for the network over the Christmas holiday. Got like 45 subscribers on YouTube over a 2-week period. It was amazing. I really appreciate it. Please keep helping us out. We're trying to make this thing more permanent, trying to bring more talent on as well. We'll continue the conversation tomorrow, of course, about the Eagles as we get the dust cleared. We'll find out who wins the AFC North, and we'll dissect. We'll start talking about the 2026 Eagles schedule because it will be out tonight. We'll know who the opponents are in 2026. And you can never prepare too early for players like that. Team Canada tied right now in the juniors with Czech. Is it the this is it, right? This is the gold medal game. 2-2. Yeah, Team USA, man, had a chance for a three-peat on home ice in Minnesota. Sucks, man. I don't think the squad ever has three-peated in their history. Was really looking to see that. That's semis? Oh, that's right. The finals are what? Tuesday? Yeah. All right. Yeah, I kind of turned it off after Team USA lost. Yeah, I'm a homer like that when it comes to the international hockey. Like, I will watch the Olympics until Team USA is bounced. And I don't know how far they're going to get. It's going to be interesting to see it, though. I love Olympic hockey, so can't wait for that. But listen, we'll talk later tomorrow. Keep listening to all the great stuff here on the network. Until then, you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. And I know tomorrow, for a lot of you, it's back to the real world. The holidays are over. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you had a great holiday season. I hope you are ready to attack 2026 with vim and vigor. And we're going to do what we got to do. Yeah, Porter Martone on Canada has had a great tournament this year. Has had an amazing tournament. But we'll talk later. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night.